My name is Amanda McWhort. I'm a horticulture extension specialist with the University of Arkansas, and today we're here in Bradley County to look at pruning tomatoes. Now, this first method of pruning tomatoes I'm going to show you is called pruning to a single leader, and this is used a lot on indeterminate type tomatoes. Indeterminate type tomatoes continue to grow and flower throughout the entire season, and so they can get pretty tall, as much as 10 to 12 feet tall. And for that reason, they're very often used in high tunnels or greenhouses because they can be trained onto a wire or string hanging from the ceiling. You can see that these indeterminate tomatoes here are actually staked and weaved, but we're still going to prune them to a single leader. And then after this video, we'll show you the second method of pruning indeterminate tomato, which is pruning to a double leader system. But first, how to prune to a single leader. Now, with most pruning on tomatoes, what we want to identify first is where is the first flower cluster. So if we look at this tomato here, you can see the main stem coming up. We're going to follow that main stem until we get to our first flower cluster, which is up here. So you can see these flowers that are starting to form. Now, what we want to try and do is remove all of these suckers that are forming along this main stem at the axials of these leaves coming off of that stem. All of these suckers could eventually form into side branches, and that would compete with this main stem and cause the plant to put some of its energy into these competing side stems. And what we want to try and do is remove those so that the plant is forcing all of its energy into that one main stem and all the flower clusters that are being produced off this main stem. So if we look, here's our first flower cluster. We're going to look and directly below it, there's actually a little sucker right in here, so we're going to come in and pinch that out. These suckers are pretty close to the size that you want to be trying to remove. Ideally, suckers should be about 2 to 4 inches in length, and should be very easy to be pinched out with your fingers. So we'll continue to go down the main stem and pinch out all of these suckers. Looks like there's one more back here. So now if we look at this plant, you can see here's the main stem. We've removed all those side branches, and then we have our first flower cluster, and then that main stem is going to continue to grow upwards and continue to produce flowers and suckers. And as this plant continues to grow, you will have to come back periodically and continue to remove those suckers that are formed above that first flower cluster. So this is called pruning a tomato to a single stem. Thank you.